Acknowledge me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by DopeContent.com.
Yeah.
I am your host, Kalu, Dope Content, however you know me, and I'm joined by Mr. Get the Tables himself, none other than Tony from Get the Tables. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all follow him and follow them on Twitch, Twitter, if you're not doing so already. WWE fan on Twitch, what's good? D-Web on Twitch, what's good? He said, hopefully the Eagles get blown out tonight. Hey, they did their job. They did their job Sunday, so I'm cool with the Eagles right now. But yes, overall, I'd rather cheer for Washington over Philly. So let's go Washington tonight. Yeah, man. Before we get into it, how's your day going?
All right. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Say something real quick. You kind of went down a little bit. Let me make sure
Can
I
you hear
get
me?
you up.
Can
Hold
you
on.
hear me?
I think I might accidentally messed with the. Okay, say something again.
Hello?
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody that's joining on YouTube. If you joined it, please like the video.
Yeah.
People on Twitch, y'all already know what it is. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all. But I'm doing good, man. Eagles blew out the Cowboys like I needed them to do. I need Dallas to feel every piece of being trash. I need them to feel it. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. I need them to feel it. Jerry Jones, until Jerry Jones get his old senile behind out the way and stop doing that BS and saying BS, they need this. I got no beef with the players, but I got beef with Jerry Jones. So they need to feel all of this. And before y'all know how we do, before we get into the NFL, the NBA, real quick, since we both do wrestling communities as well, thoughts on the AEW last night?
I thought the show was ass. To be honest with you, I didn't think it was good at all.
Hey, we got 3 subscribers. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, it's Rob. Damn.
Let's go.
I can't see who sent it. Is that just Rob? Oh, okay. Rob sent it. Okay. I couldn't see on my chat. It just says stream elements such and such, such and such, such and such, subscribe. So shout out to Rob.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and acknowledge him on.
Acknowledge me.
You know,
guy.
and he's on time. He's on time.
It's a miracle.
And he's on time. I can't believe it. But back, you say 10? Oh, I didn't. It just. So I wish I could show you my screen, but I'm not on Twitch right now. I'm on the Moti. I'm on the Moti thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's showing me like half YouTube, half Twitch. So it just right now, Stream Elements is telling me 3. So it could be wrong. So my bad, Rob. But we acknowledged you already, and you're on time. So hey, good job, Rob. But back to AEW before we get into NFL. What you got, Tony? What you think about last night's show?
I thought it was awful. I didn't think the show was good at all.
Oh, awful.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that great. It's a lot of I don't know. It just wasn't It wasn't a great show. The matches weren't great. The whole Moxley storyline is just not
I'm out.
coming
I'm
off
starting to
very
get
well.
out. I'm starting to get out on that now because I thought it was going to lead to something, and what it's leading to from what we talked about kind of 2-3 weeks ago, it looks like the Bucks are going to come back and be faces. Like they didn't try to just take over the company and put Tony Khan in a neck brace, but I'm out. I'm out now, like, because it's not making sense to me right now. So,
Yeah, it's just the matches weren't great that were on the show. I just didn't think.
Uh-oh, where did he go? Disappeared. There you go. All right.
Back? Okay. Yeah. There you go. I just didn't think it was that great of a show last night. It could be a lot better than what we've been getting the last couple of weeks, especially heading into a pay-per-view, which is a couple of, next week, I think. Next weekend.
Yeah. So with that said, House of Black.
Mm-hmm.
What you think is going on with House of Black?
Well, they won last night in that little tag team match, so they're going to be in the title match. It's like a fatal four-way, I believe, at the pay-per-view for the tag team titles. I do not think they're going to win. I do think they won last night because of all the stuff going on around Twitter with Malachi Black.
Saying that he was going to leave.
Right, and all this kind of crap. So I do think that was a major factor on why they won. They beat FTR too, a team that hasn't really been doing much either on AEW as of late. So I a little bit shocked, but I could see why they did it.
Okay. Rob say he on the road, man. Appreciate you, Rob.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, man, that's the wrong button. Appreciate you, Rob. Thank you for the gifted subs as we try to rebuild, I should say, the Twitch community over there. So hopefully, actually next week I will be streaming more because I'll be off work. So we'll be back on Twitch streaming a couple of wrestling stuff, video game stuff. We'll be back over there doing stuff. So I'm not gonna say last night was awful for AEW, but it's just certain stuff that I was in on, I'm not in on no more. Like I'm not in on the John Moxley Death Rider story no more because I'm like, where are we going with this? Because it went from we're taking over and there's a higher power than me to it's just like they're just randomly just beating up Orange Cassidy and some other guys, right? So,
right, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just and the way I'm kind of out. Like I still love the way they do the presentation of them and everything, but it's just I'm not understanding the story. So that could just be me not understanding the story. Speaking of something else I'm not understanding, no spoilers, even though it kind of got spoiled anyway, because people just can't wait to get likes and clicks. The both bloodlines are recruiting Seth Rollins. And why in the hell, why? First of all, why are they doing the fifth member? And why are they recruiting Seth Rollins?
The fifth member definitely seems forced. Definitely don't need a fifth member involved in the War Games match. I think it, in my opinion, just kind of revolves around the 8 people that are in the match already. It doesn't really make sense why you would add Seth Rollins, especially when Seth Rollins did everything he could to defeat or help defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So it just doesn't really make sense why you would have Seth Rollins, of all people, the guy that helped basically Roman lose the title at WrestleMania, and then you have him basically help them try to beat this new up-and-coming bloodline. It just doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe they can make it make sense by the time that match happens, if they do add more members to the War Games match. Just really doesn't make much sense. I haven't seen any of the spoilers, but just by going by what I saw on Raw and way Rollins reacted to Solo, I'm assuming Solo somehow gets involved in the match with Bronson and screws Rollins, and then that would probably make Rollins somehow want to get involved in the War Games match. Just really, again, doesn't make much sense. I think it just needs 4 people. I also think they should have had this Sami Zayn stuff marinate a little bit more. I don't think Sami should have just accepted so quickly. I mean, if we go back to what happened with Sami Zayn, yeah, Jay. I mean, Jay makes a little bit more sense being that he is actual family. But to see Sami, just kind of jump ship and jump over to the bloodline. I wish they would have waited a little bit longer. I mean, Sami went through hell with the bloodline. They turned on him. And then the little rivalry he had with Roman before they actually, kind of went their separate ways. You would have thought Sami would have taken a little bit more time to think about what his decision would have been. I thought the wise man, Paul Heyman, should have got involved to help settle this. Now, why does Paul even need to show up? I mean, he really has no reason to be there, honestly. So, again, I'm like one of those guys that likes to let it play out. But some of the stuff just really... I wish they would have waited a little bit longer, and some doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so before we get into the NFL and everything, all I'm going to say is it's no reason at all for Seth Rollins to join this match at all, period. I don't care what's going on. He went through hell in the spring with him, Cody, The Rock, and all them, and it makes no sense. I'm sorry. It makes no sense no matter how they try to spin it. Now, if they absolutely need to add... What I would do, I would have Randy Orton stay on the shelf. I would have KO join Solo, even though that kind of doesn't make sense either because he's been fighting them as well as he's been fighting both bloodlines. So, but he's a heel now, and the reason he's fighting is because he sees Sami on the other side.
Yeah,
which will make Cody come in. I know people hate that, but that will make Cody come in and have to team up with Roman again. And then that whole issue, or The Rock, he's at play. Seth Rollins has no business being. It's 3 other people I would put in over Seth Rollins, right? So
yeah, I mean, if you're Roman as well, I mean, I see where we already went through the Cody stuff, and even Roman, storyline wise, was not happy to team up with Cody. He knew he had to do this just to get his hands on Solo and them. But at the end of the day, why the hell would Roman want Seth? Seth helped him lose his title.
Exactly.
So, I mean, why would Roman want Seth on his team in the first place?
And Seth was on the shelf in real life because of that whole weekend and that whole build-up. Like, he was legit injured. So
I mean, he took everything out of Rollins to be able to perform not only one night, but to do what he did on night 2. He defended the title and then got involved in the main event. So I mean, again, I'll let it play out, and then maybe they make it make sense. But at this point, I just don't see why they did what they did.
Yeah, I'll do a deeper dive into that because I got a lot to say about that. It's not making sense to me. They had it. It was going perfectly fine, and they had to ruin it. So let's get into NFL. This intro is going to play, then we will be right back.
Not playing.
Yeah, so for some reason it kept playing the transition screen over and over, and they wasn't playing the actual intro. We just heard the music. I don't know what was going on. WWE fans, shut up.
Shut up,
Shut up, WWE fans. Ain't nobody asked you nothing. That's Stream Elements over here. But NFL Week 11 preview, Week 10 recap. Let's go ahead and break it down and get into it. Starting last week, what the hell just happened? It still got halftime up from last week's game. That's crazy.
Oh Lord.
I'm like, what you mean 14-7 Bengals over Ravens at halftime? They not playing enough. It still had that up. But last week, another classic between the Ravens and the Bengals. Ravens win 35-34. Jamar Chase just went off. It's 264 yards, 3 touchdowns on 11 catches, bruh. Joe Burrow, 428 yards, 4 touchdowns, 34-56. Derrick Henry only had 68 yards, but he did have a touchdown on the ground. It's just Lamar Jackson, 25-33, 290 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interception. Tylan Wallace, man, shout out to Tylan Wallace. Mrs. Dope used to be his teacher, and then he gave us a shout out when he got drafted. So shout out to Tylan. 3 catches, 115 yards, 1 touchdown, and yeah, the Ravens keep it moving. Any thoughts on that game?
No, it was just a good game. Very entertaining ball game. Went back and forth. The Bengals went for 2 and didn't get the 2 point. Yeah, I didn't understand that. I mean, there's some instances, like obviously when you're playing a team like the Chiefs or something along those lines, where a 2-point conversion makes a little bit more sense, or if you're beaten down, or your defense can't stop them. Which, I mean, at the time the Ravens defense was doing their thing against the Bengals, but I do think the Bengals could have gotten a stop in overtime if they had to. But I respect them being aggressive and trying to win the game. I just don't understand why they didn't go to their best player of all people at the 2-point conversion. They went to the tight end. I mean, Gesicki's having a solid season for them, but I did think it was a big time game on a Thursday night. We don't really get those very often where the games are really good. It's usually a blowout, or it's not even close throughout the whole game. So I'm happy it was a good game. Baltimore again, they just, I don't know, man. Their defense looks very suspect. Oh, Steve, what's up,
Big
man?
Steve game, appreciate you.
Yeah, I know it's Steve, cool guy.
For the follow. Thank you.
Yeah, just Baltimore in general just don't. I like to think that they're a team to be reckoned with. That they may be a team that could possibly make a run in the playoffs, but that defense is just. If I was a Ravens fan, I'd be very scared. With that defense, it just doesn't seem they can stop anybody that has like a little bit of a high potent offense. As you saw with the Bengals, Chase just murdered them. I mean, that dude just had a.
He does it every time, though, no matter how many secondary plays.
I mean, true. I mean, you could put. I mean, Chase is not an easy guy to defend. Don't get me wrong, but it just seemed like the Ravens cannot stop a nosebleed at this point. And if they're gonna play the Chiefs, or the Buffalo Bills for that matter, in the playoffs, or Texans if you want to throw them into the mix as well. I would not want to be a Ravens fan where you have to make a stop in order to beat them. I would love to have the defense be able to kind of control the game a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they did make some moves, and I know the players that they traded for did not play. At least one of them didn't. I don't know if he's going to be much of a factor in that secondary for the Baltimore Ravens team.
Oh, you talking about Tre'Davious White?
Yeah. So again, a win. Win's a win. They got the win. I mean, the games don't get easier for them. They play the Steelers this weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do this weekend against a Steelers team, which doesn't have a great offense, but they do have players that can light it up for them.
I didn't know my comments was starting to come back on the screen, but shout out to Jay Cross and shout out to Big Steve. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hope y'all are doing good. But WWE's comments still not showing up on the screen.
That's weird.
Hey, just F you, WWE fan.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
They're laughing at you.
Yeah, so and D Wells didn't show up either. But make sure you follow these guys if you're not following them. I gave them a shout out on Twitch, so make sure you follow these guys. Dope streamers. Ravens, good win for them, man. They do have to work on their secondary. Hopefully Tre'Davious White can come in and help them shore up that secondary, because it is a problem right now, to the point where I dropped them in my fantasy. I was like, I can't keep doing this with y'all.
Yeah, and I mean, I did lose Hamilton early in the game. Now, I don't know if that would have made a difference with Chase. So I don't know the update on him. I'm not sure if he was okay or or anything with him, but you cannot lose any of these guys. They're key players on defense, especially this time of the year.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with them. Moving on. The battle of the tanking team. They not even tanking. I don't know. They might be tanking. Carolina beats the Giants 20-17. Carolina's 3-7. Giants 2-8. Daniel Jones 190 yards, 22 of 37, 190, 2 interceptions. I have nothing on that game.
I feel bad for the running back though. The rookie fumbling the ball in overtime, first possession, and he fumbles the ball. I felt horrible for him because you could tell it really hurt him. And you see him on the bench.
He played for the Giants.
He has a towel over his head, and they end up kicking the field goal in the win. He's crying. I just felt bad for the dude, man.
Yep, it's life.
Just felt bad for him. But yeah, the Giants are awful. I mean, the Panthers aren't any better. But goodness gracious, man. If you're a Giants fan, from going to the playoffs last year and actually winning a game, right? Was it last year or 2 years ago? Excuse me.
2 years ago. That's when Daniel Jones confused the hell out of him and got that damn contract that I told y'all.
Yeah. And then, you get Neighbors, which, I didn't think he was going to turn the team around and make him like some type of a, Super Bowl contender team. But it's the same thing every year with the Giants. Daniel Jones is a major factor for them.
Garbage.
They got a solid running game. They got obviously weapons in the with the wide receivers with Neighbors and Wandell, if you want to throw him in there. But my goodness, like you can't get the ball to them. Daniel Jones is either throwing picks or throwing balls or like way over their head who are wide open.
Right.
It's just like, if you're a receiver for the Giants, you're just going to be depleted. You're not going to have any confidence that you're going to be able to get the ball, even if you're open.
Right.
And
Carolina, he talks a lot of noise. He be throwing a lot of sneak distance shots at Daniel Jones.
He should. Damn, dude, this guy's getting all this money, and he looks like shit. Excuse my language, but my goodness, when you have Bryce Young, the guy that got benched 3 games ago, going out there and outperforming you, that's a problem. Yeah. So, and it's not like the Giants are like head over heels over. The Panthers way better than the Giants. They're about the equivalent. They're like about the same team. They both have bad issues on both sides of the field. In some aspects, you would think the Giants are a better team.
They should be.
But my goodness, Daniel Jones is awful. And I feel bad. Well, I guess you can't really feel bad for the Giants because they're the ones who paid him. They're the ones who made the decision to pick him up and stay with them. So,
hey, Tiki Barber said he'll take Daniel Jones 10 out of 10 times over Dak Prescott. So, hey, there you go, Tiki. You can have him.
He got hit too many times to think that stupid.
You can have him 50 out of 50 times, Tiki Barber. He's trash.
You can have Daniel.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Another bad game. Patriots take out the Chicago Bears 19-3. Patriots 3-7. Chicago was 4-5. Drake May 15-25, 184 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Caleb Williams 16-30, 120 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Sacked 9 times. Sacked 9 times. And then there's video going around of none of his offensive linemen is there to help him up. And that's been a theme this year. Just kind of low-key going over to Chicago's Twitter land. That seems to be a theme where the players really don't rock with Caleb Williams like that.
Yeah, like a lot of the veterans were wanting them to move on to the backup.
That's crazy.
Again, I made a bold statement last week and said the Patriots would win and the Bears coach would get fired. Well, one guy got fired, and it was the offensive coordinator. Apparently, nobody on the Bears liked him. Like, you're seeing like reports coming out that all the offensive players are shocked he was still there this late in the season, and there's like the interviews coming out with the Seattle Seahawks players that when they announced that the Bears signed him as an offensive coordinator, they were kind of shocked and kind of like stunned to see that he got picked up by another team. It's just feel bad for the dude because he just gets piled on after he just got fired. The Bears, I think they were kind of shocking a little bit with how they started off. And, they get weapons with Caleb, with Keenan Allen. They bring in Swift. They still have DJ Moore. They have Cole Kmet. So it's not like their team is awful. They do got some people out there.
But what did we say last year?
Yeah.
They should have kept Justin Fields. They should have built the O-line around him and through free agency. And they should have gave him the weapons that they gave Caleb. And it would have been a different story this year.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit of that with Justin when he started for the Steelers. I mean, he was a game general and just kind of kept them, afloat. And he didn't do anything too crazy. But you can't tell me that Justin Fields can't be doing what Caleb's doing.
Exactly.
If not, maybe better. So
especially the way he started playing near the end of last year.
Exactly. So, I don't feel bad for the Bears. The Bears make these stupid decisions. They haven't had a solid franchise quarterback in I don't know how long. And if they get Caleb and they're thinking things are just going to turn around and they're going to become some type of playoff team in that tough NFC North. And then on top of that, you got, analyst Nick Wright, for example, saying that they're going to make the goddamn Super Bowl. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, I get it. They made offensive moves to make the team better. They did make some moves on defense as well. But are you high, Nick Wright? What the hell are you thinking with the amount of talent and teams in the NFC? You're going to pick the Bears? I know it's all about the hot takes, and if they make it, you look like some type of a genius. But holy moly. Yeah, just having them make the playoffs would have been a bold statement. But to make the Super Bowl? But, yeah, anyways, the Bears are awful. Patriots, they are what we thought they would be, a struggling team. They're in rebuild mode, and they know it. Drake May looks like he might be in the right situation. They just don't have nobody he can throw it to. I mean, I couldn't even name one wide receiver on that damn team.
It'll change once they get Travis Hunter.
Yeah, they'll get some weapons. And the only thing that I worry about is the Patriots, I think I may have mentioned this last week, seem like, the Spurs of the NFL. Nobody wants to go to New England, not anymore. It just doesn't feel like they're not a flashy city. They don't have any type of real superstars there. They do got Drake May, who could end up becoming one, but nobody's going to pick New England over, Miami or some of these other teams that they could possibly go to like they once were.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the Patriots for the win. Hey, as long as the bad teams keep winning, that's good for my Cowboys.
There you go. Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills take out the Colts 30-20. Bills are 8-2. Colts are 4-6. Josh Allen 22 of 37, 280 yards, 2 interceptions because Dak is the only one that throws picks. Jonathan Taylor 114 yards on the ground. Mac Hollins 86 yards. Joe Flacco, 4 turnovers. They lose 2 straight, and now he's benched, and it's back to Anthony Richardson. So, they are going back to Anthony Richardson with the Colts. Good win, I guess. It looks scary for a while for Buffalo, but Buffalo's a better team. So it's a solid win for Buffalo. Any thoughts on that game?
Yeah, like you said, it was a rough start for Buffalo. Josh Allen did not play well in that first half. He picked it up in the second. And Joe Flacco, man, the type of interceptions this man was throwing on Sunday were insane. Off screen passes and just dumb picks like you would not think you would see from a veteran quarterback like Joe Flacco. I mean, that's why you sat Richardson, because Flacco was doing almost the exact same thing Richardson was doing.
Yeah.
Buffalo, like you said, they're just a better team. They should have won that game. I'm a little bit impressed with Buffalo. I know they recently picked up, some more talent in the receiving core with Amari Cooper. But to be able to be, you said 8-2, if I'm not mistaken, that's pretty solid. So, and who they lost in the process as well, that's pretty good. So, yeah, props to them for keeping the winning records alive year after year.
Yeah, they look nice. Speaking of teams keeping the winning records, the Chiefs take out the Broncos 16-14. Chiefs 9-0, Broncos 5-5. This game went down to the end where the Chiefs, they just keep finding ways to win. Block field goal to put it away. I thought Denver was going to seal it, give them their first loss. Chiefs said, nope, blocked field goal, game over. Pat Mahomes, 266 yards, 1 touchdown on 28 of 42. So it wasn't really a great game for him, but they got the job done yet again. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I wanted to say the script was in because
come on, man.
How do you get all the way downfield and then you get the blocked field goal? But again, there was this tweet I saw out, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where apparently the guy who shed the block and was able to block the field goal has been an issue for the field goal team all year. Like, he's been a guy that has been almost giving up blocks almost every game.
It looked like a video game to me.
Props to the Chiefs for being able to scout that out and being able to get a block in the last game. Now, there's this thing going around on what if NFL standings, and this is going by one possession games. And if this was different, the Chiefs right now would be 2-7 on one possession ball game. So they're winning these games by just, by the skin of their teeth, man. They're lucky to be undefeated right now.
Hey, all that tells me is when it comes to playoff time, they gonna be battle tested.
They will be battle tested, and and definitely still have the option and the opportunity to go undefeated. Their division is not very strong. I guess again, division games are always tough. They do still have to play the Buffalo Bills. That they're always a problem as well. But my goodness, man, the Chiefs, this must have some sort of voodoo going on around where they're just coming out and winning these one possession games, even when they're supposed to lose.
Here where it said the Chiefs barely won and same with the Lions. Hey, it's football, man. And Denver got a nice defense, man.
With the Lions, though, to me is a totally different story, though, if we're talking about the Houston game. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. Shout out to the Chiefs. 9-0, Broncos 5-5. Saints finally get a win after their Super Bowl victory over the Dallas Cowboys. They take out the Atlanta Falcons in a shocker to me. And see, that's the thing about Atlanta. You just never know what Atlanta team is going to show up. Saints win 20-17. Hey, good for the Cowboys fans. Well, for me, because I want them to tank. That means now you have the same record pretty much. You both 3-7. And the Saints beat you. So now you have a higher draft pick than the Saints. So shout out to the Saints for getting this victory. Bijan Robinson, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins, 306 yards, 1 interception. Any thoughts?
I just think the Falcons are pretenders, man. I don't have any type of if I'm a Falcons fan, I'm not excited about this team. I think they are pretenders. I think they'll be a first-round exits if they make the playoffs, even if they have home field advantage by winning the division. You call me a hater if you'd like, since I'm a Bucs fan. But
you hate the Saints too, though. So
yeah, it's fair. Yeah. So props to the Saints getting that win. Again, like you said, it was a shocker. I was not expecting the Saints to win that. I thought they would just kind of lose out. Honestly, the rest of the year.
Look, I'm glad they won. I love trolling the Saints, but this is bigger than trolling the Saints. Go ahead and get that draft pick capital dropping. Go ahead and keep winning, Saints.
There you go. True.
And Giants. Look, the Cowboys Giants of Thanksgiving. That's going to be horrible.
I mean, that game was going to be horrible regardless. I mean, as we all thought, Cowboys were going to be good. I mean, coming in with that thought process, that game was going to be awful anyways.
Yeah. So. Hey, we'll get to that when we get to it, though. 49ers moved to 5-4, and they held on. They took out your Buccaneers 23-20. Tampa Bay is 4-6. Tampa keeps losing these close games that they really wasn't supposed to be in, but they're fighting hard. If they could just get somebody back, it'd be a different scenario, in my opinion. What's your thoughts?
No, I agree. I mean,
shut up, Hill World.
The wide receivers were barely targeted at all in that game. It was mostly dump downs into the tight end. Baker Mayfield is playing unreal. I don't think he'll win it, but he should definitely be. I think honestly, should be a MVP candidate. I don't think he should win it, but I think he's playing like one. Despite the record the Bucks have, they wouldn't even be here without him. Like, this man is making some unbelievable plays, as we saw last week or Sunday against Bosa, stiff arming him, keeping him off him, and then making a play, getting that first down. Baker's just playing unbelievable. He has so much heart that I don't see why. I get it, he's cocky. He may rub you the wrong way. But I don't see why nobody would want him on your team. He's the type of guy that has so much heart. I would love for him to be my quarterback if I was on another team, obviously. But like you said, the Bucks keep on losing these close games. They seemingly, even though I think they're going to lose almost every game that they should lose against the Niners, the Chiefs, I mean, they fight to the end. And it was just bad coaching at the end of the game, where just wrong personnel in, wrong play calling in. The Bucks shot themselves on this one.
Shout out to King surprisingly coming back for the sub. Appreciate King. He talking about go to fantasy, put the trade through. What trade, dog?
He subs and then demands.
Yeah, like what trade? what trade? I don't see no pending trades. So I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, appreciate the sub. Yeah, I don't see nothing. I see your stupid trade that you tried to give me, which declined, buddy. Bruh. Actually, I counted that trade, so you let me know how you feel on that trade. And I'm about to decline that too.
Damn.
Actually, no, I'm not. Yeah, I got a pending trade. Oh, that is my trade. You gonna take that? Bet, because Stevenson is playing tonight. So, Tony, I got Devontae Smith real quick. I'm getting Rashawn Stevenson, the running back from New England, and Smith and Jibba from Seattle. Should I take that trade for Devontae Smith by himself?
I would do it, yeah.
Yeah, all right, let me process that real quick. Appreciate you, King.
Yeah, and Jimbo's been playing lights out, man.
Yeah. Appreciate you. You desperate right now. I'll take it. I got a player that I got to cut now. So who am I going to cut? Let's cut Jalen Warren. He ain't doing nothing. Because I need Buda Baker to come back after his bye week. So he's been killing it for me.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good trade. You get Stevenson too, who's a starter. He's been playing. I mean,
yeah. Let me drop Jalen Warren. Sorry, y'all. Fantasy is important right now. We're all like in the middle of the pack, outside of like two people. So
yeah, that's how my fantasy league is.
That is a very important trade. He said, "I'm getting a cheat code, bro." He offered the trade, not me. So, bow, there it is. Shout out to King for the sub and the trade. I appreciate you. You can have Devontae Smith. Now, I have zero reasons to cheer for the Eagles, so I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that. But, yeah, Bucks, man. Baker, Mike Evans get back. They still got time to turn it around. Their division is crap anyway, so I think they'll make the playoffs by default.
I do not, but, they do have a good team. They play the Giants, come off the bye next week. So
yeah, come on now.
And the Panthers. So that should get them back to 500 football.
Bad, there it is. I'm going to be mad if Devontae Smith go off tonight. I'm going to tell you that. After being trashed for 2 weeks straight, he go off as soon as I trade him. Let's go Washington. I got Washington. That's an early pick right there. Washington. And Devontae Smith gets shut down. That's what I need to happen. But moving on, speaking of the Commanders, we said last week we'll know if they real or not, and we still don't know because they barely lost to the Steelers 28-27 at home, even though it felt like a road game for Washington because Steelers fans were deep.
Dude, they travel, bro.
Man, the Steelers, they took over. They took over that whole stadium, and it was lovely for me because I'm not a Washington fan like that. But Russell Wilson, 14 of 28, 195 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jaden Daniels, 202 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns. Terry McLaurin, who I traded, by the way, now he's balling. 113 yards on 5 catches. George Pickens, 91 yards, 1 touchdown. This was a good game. I don't know if you saw it. This was a very good game. It should have been flexed, in my opinion. But shout out to the Steelers, who got another tough game. This is another prove-it game for the Steelers now tonight against the Ravens. But so far, they're 7-2. Commanders are 7-3. Commanders got another prove-it game against the Eagles. Like, it's a lot of. This is a big week that we're gonna get into, and I'm excited about this week coming up. So, shout out to the Steelers. You got anything on that?
No. I mean, it was kind of a controversial ending with the first down. Was it a first down? Was it a not first down?
Yeah.
I just want to get clear clarification on why some of these penalties are able to be reversed by upstairs assistants, and then some of these are not. Like, there's plays where we see, like, clear as day face masks or something missed in a game.
Yeah.
And you never hear, like, the ref come out and throw a flag for, some type of assistance ringing down from upstairs. I just don't understand it. It happened a couple of times in last week's game where the refs come out and be like, well, okay, due to assistance upstairs, this and that happened, or this and that happened. So I just don't understand why we don't get it on a regular basis in football. I just don't understand it. But again, like you said, Commanders, I don't know what to think of them yet. It came down to the wire against the Steelers.
Same with the Steelers. I don't know yet.
I just think tonight will be a huge, huge, huge determination of where the Commanders fall. They lose 2 in a row, go down 2 games against the Eagles. I don't know, man. The Eagles seem to be getting hot right now. So it's going to be a true test for them tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. Vikings barely escaped the Jaguars, 12-7. Vikings are 7-2, starting to come back to life though when it comes to Sam Darnold. 3 interceptions, 241 yards. Jags just god awful, man. Lawrence didn't even play, so the Jags got talent, man. I'm surprised. What's the name? Doug Peterson still has a job. That's my thoughts coming out of that game.
Yeah, Jags are a S show, man. They just need to fire Peterson and just start all new, man. They do got talent. They got a good quarterback, despite what people think of him. I think he's good. They got a nice
Trevor
little...
Lawrence.
Yeah,
He's all right.
I mean, he's not like a top 10 quarterback, but he's definitely there to where he can win you games. They got a nice little 1-2 punch at running back. They got Christian Kirk, who, I mean, I don't know. Brian Thomas Jr. seems pretty good too, the one they drafted. And their defense is not bad. It's just they need some new direction. I think they need to go and get another coach and start over.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm surprised he didn't get fired yet. Moving on, Chargers and a top defense take out the Titans, 27-17. Chargers are 6-3, still winning. Titans are 2-7. Justin Herbert had a touchdown and a rushing and a passing touchdown. Will Levis had 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gus Edwards made his return with 55 yards for the Chargers. Calvin Ridley, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Titans. But Chargers keep winning, man. 6-3. Defense looked good. We kind of praised them last week, so I don't have anything else to say about the Chargers right now.
Nah, not really either. I mean, they're winning the games they're supposed to be winning. The Titans are not a good team, and the Chargers went out there and did their thing. I don't think there's really anything else we can say about them other than the Chargers are playing well. They got the top defense in the league. I think it's open game for them to make the playoffs. and we'll just have to see if it still consistently continues throughout the year. Hopefully, they can stay injury free as well.
Yeah. Moving on. The Philadelphia Eagles did exactly what I wanted them to do, even though I hate the Eagles. But they blew out the Cowboys 34-6. Jalen Hurts, 14 of 20, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception by Trayvon Diggs in the end zone. All you Dak haters, you knew I couldn't wait to get on y'all. You knew I couldn't wait to get. Cooper Rush needs to be playing. Trey Lance needs to be starting over Dak. You paid Dak $60 million.
Shut up, Brad.
Okay. And then Jerry. I'm not gonna rant because Jerry Jones pissed me off again. But Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, let's just put their stats together. How many yards did Cooper Rush and Trey Lance throw together? Any guesses?
75.
No. Let us guess.
102.
No. One more guess.
83.
No, I'll give you one more. This it.
47.
Combined.
47.
47?
Yes.
They threw for a combined of 49 yards and 1 interception.
Oh, close. Damn, that's horrible. Wow.
Yeah. Dak is the problem. Dak is the problem. Dak is not the problem, folks. He's not the problem. He wasn't having his best year, but he's far from the problem. Now, Jerry Jones running his little stupid mouth yet again after the game. They asked him, it's like, does a game like this make you miss, your star quarterback? Well, I thought we'd look better, quite honestly. He said he thought they would look better under Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Are you why? Okay, if that's the case, why did you pay Dak Prescott $60 million a year, you idiot? If you thought Cooper Rush would look better in his offense.
Yeah, that's not a good response there.
Like he talking about, we only won 3 games with Dak. Yeah, you will be 0-9 without Dak by default. Cause this is the hoodie I had on to work. Like this used to be a none wear it to work hoodie. Now I wear it to work. I don't care if it get dusty and all that. I don't care. So I have no beef with the players, but the front office, I'm done with them. I was done. And I like to pat myself on the back, and I wish my platform was bigger when it comes to Cowboys content, because in February, our last podcast before we took the little summer break, I told you that they need to clarify what All In is, what All In was. And if they don't, it's BS. I posted that clip recently. Week 1, I told people they overreacted to the Cleveland win when they beat Cleveland. Week 2, I said it's time to tank because ain't nothing changed with this team. I saw all I needed to see after week 2 when they got whooped by the Saints, who got the same record as them. Like, I saw everything I need to see. If they can run down your throat like that, the Saints, that means you're not ready. You're not making the Super Bowl. Time to sell. And then Jerry, I was still going all in last week, right? We're still going all in. Jerry decides to trade a 4th round pick when your quarterback is out. Your quarterback is done. But you want to trade a 4th round pick now for the worst team's worst receiver. And then he didn't even play. He didn't even suit up. Mike Williams got traded the same day and had the game-winning touchdown for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean,
what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Anyway, nope. I'm done.
No, I mean, I understand. I mean, I get it. He's an owner. He wants to believe in his team and think the team is not as bad as they are.
He's stupid.
I understand where he's coming from, but sometimes he needs to think before he talks.
He's stupid.
And that Cooper Rush comment was absolutely stupid. I'm not a, I'm not a Dak hater. I'm like one of the few ones, it seems like. That thinks Dak is a really good quarterback, and I just think that there's a lot of pressure on him, and then when he does bad, it's the end of the world. But when he does good, he doesn't get enough praise for it
at all. Everybody else but him.
So, again, the Cowboys are not a good team. I don't know if they were a good team with him. They have a lot of holes at the moment. I think a lot of players are. I think McCarthy has lost that locker room as well. I don't think the teams respect him, or the players respect him very much. I mean, we saw and heard what Parsons said about him.
Take the damn hoodie off.
So yeah, I feel for McCarthy a little bit because it seems like nobody is. He's another one. He's the one that's getting the all the fallback, and it's not certain players that are not performing at their true level. You get Parsons coming back and from his injury, and he was non-existent. Didn't seem like he even wanted to be out there. So again, the Cowboys are a bad team. I think if you're a Cowboys fan that is like on the team tank, you're obviously happy. You want to see continuously see this every week.
Don't matter now if you go trade away your 4th round draft picks for nothing.
Yeah, you're right. And even if you do tank and you end up with the top 3, top 5 pick, who's to say the Cowboys even make the right decision and pick the right person? So, I mean,
I think this draft is so loaded with positions that you need. It's going to be hard no matter where you pick, and it's going to be hard to mess this draft up. The last 2 or 3 drafts ain't been that great, and I feel bad for Will McClay because Will McClay basically has to be perfect every year because they never do anything in free agency besides re-sign their own. If Will McClay is not perfect in the draft, they off, and that's just what it is.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And then you make his job harder by trading away draft picks you traded away a 4th for Trey Lance, and then you traded away a 4th for Mingo. You talking about 3rd stringer and 3rd stringer, like,
bruh. Yeah, they must not think highly of 4th round picks.
God, I'm stupid. Stupid, man.
Yeah,
I'm done. You got anything else on there?
Nah, I think we said it all.
My sleeper team takes out your
Jesus
AFC
Christ.
favorites 31-6. The Jets are done. Cardinals are 6-4. The Jets are 3-7. All that Aaron Rodgers trying to be the GM of the team, and he's done. They're done. It's just what it is. And then, yeah, I got nothing else. They're done.
Yeah, they're done. I think this will be. I would be surprised if this is the last season we see Rodgers on an NFL football field.
You know who makes me mad? And we talked about this pretty much every week. I'm sick of Devontae. This is Devontae Adams. I'm mad at him because he could have been anywhere else right now.
Yeah.
And now, what is the Raiders' record? They didn't play this.
I think
week,
it's about the same, or a game above them, or something like that. They're not that much better off.
Yeah. They had a bye week. They got the same record. So what you leave for?
Yeah. To be with his buddy. So.
Okay, well, have fun with your buddies. You went with your buddy to Vegas, and that got you in the situation you was in Vegas that you was pissed off about, and then you left that. Well, that buddy got sent to New Orleans, so I get it a little bit. But then you decided to go out of all the teams, Buffalo and all them. You put the Jets as the top of your list. You get sent to the Jets. Same situation, bruh.
Yeah.
That just whatever. Hey, Devontae, that's you, buddy. Hey, do what you want to do. Go ahead and finish your career off on lousy teams. Just do what you got to do.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, moving on. Another great game, which Texas had no business losing this game. But the Texans lose to the Lions 26-23. Lions are 8-1. Jared Goff hopes of MVP is it's kind of going downhill because he threw 5 interceptions.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In this game. CJ Stroud had 2 interceptions, 232 yards, 1 touchdown. Jared Goff 5 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 240 yards. I almost said Washington. Houston couldn't run the ball at all. 56 yards total rushing. Which reminds me, I need to make a trade on my fantasy. Not a trade, but I need to adjust my lineup because I got one of my running backs playing against Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 71 yards. Montgomery, 32 yards. this was a good game. I just can't believe Houston let Detroit score 13 unanswered points in the fourth quarter and get that win.
Yeah,
really,
you know they
19 unanswered in the whole second half, and they won.
Yeah, they shut them out in the second half. It was kind of like a night and day situation where, I mean, Houston looked like they were going to end up blowing out the Detroit Lions, and kind of a statement game a little bit. Seeing now, you know, Houston's still down and out. They don't got Nico out there. Obviously, Diggs is out for the year. But huge props to the Lions. I mean, Jared Goff played horrible. Threw 5 picks. Some of them were just awful throws. But they were able to figure out a scheme to get them back in the game. You know, the running game was a huge factor in the second half. Their defense was huge. You know, Carlton Davis 2 picks, which she could do that when he was the Bucks. But you know, props to the Lions again. And like Dan Campbell said, these are one of the games that you can really test your team and see how you will manage being behind against a team like the Texans, who are a playoff contending team on the road. And they ended up, you know, playing very well in the second half. Props to the Detroit Lions, as bad as they played, and coming out with that victory.
Yeah, shout out to Detroit. Houston, man, they just been struggling in the second half all season, so that's been an issue with them. Where the first half they come out look good, second half they can't put up any points. So that's the thing Houston got to figure out. And I blame more than just the receivers being injured. That's something else, right? Because if you can score in the first half, you should be able to score in the second half.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Moving on, the Dolphins take out the Rams 23-15. Monday Night Football. Dolphins 3-6, Rams 4-5. I have nothing on this game.
Nothing on this game either, man. Nothing. 0.
Shout out to the Dolphins for the win. The Browns, Packers, Raiders, and Seahawks all had a bye week. So there it is. That is week 10 right there. Let me make sure this don't play twice. I don't want the intro playing again. Going crazy because this was acting real crazy. All right, there we go. Let's get into the power rankings. Then we'll be back for week 11 predictions.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, those are last week's power predictions right there. Eagles, Bills, Lions, Ravens, Chiefs for me. Commanders, Ravens, Bills, Lions, Chiefs for Tony. He went first last week, I believe, so it's
yes,
on
sir.
me to start. And shoot, this is another one. I might as well leave the top 2 where it is because I'm not changing those.
Right, yeah.
I'm not changing the top 2. Those are going to be in order. So let's just get the 3, 4, and 5. Come on, Stream Lab. Poetic Beauty in the building. What's good?
Yo, what's up?
Let me make sure. You said you're keeping your top 2 the same?
Yeah, keeping it Chiefs and Lions as well, yeah.
All right.
Kind of wanted to go Lions number 1, but no,
Stop.
I'm gonna keep it the same. Keep it the same.
Is it still deleting? Because it froze over here. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so 5 for me. Jeez, I don't know. That's tough. Man, it's a couple of 72 teams too. The Lions got to be number 3, so they can't be no less than 3 for me. So I got to pick between 4 and 5. You know what? I'm struggling, bro. I got the Commanders. I got the Commanders at 5. Let me put that in capital so it can fit the rest of the. Dang, come on, this thing moving slow tonight. Got Washington at 5. Number 4. I got the Bills. Number 3, the Lions.
Wow.
Sorry, the Lions are not better than the Ravens or the Chiefs right now. And yeah, that's it right there. And then the top 2 stay the same for me. So Washington, Bills, Lions, Ravens, Chiefs. Those are my top 5. It's on you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So number 1, number 2, we already got there. I'm gonna go number 5. This one's tough. I'm gonna go number 5, the Philadelphia Eagles at 7-2.
I was gonna put them at 5, but since I got low-key spoiler, I got Washington beating them next week. I had to put Washington there.
Wow. I got number 4, the Baltimore Ravens.
Disrespectful, dog.
And then the number 3, the Buffalo Bills.
That's the only reason, because you gotta have the Bills.
Buffalo Bills at number 3.
Bow. Then the Lions and Chiefs stay the same for Tony, and there it is. Week 10 power predictions. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah.
Power rankings. Yeah, I think I like mine better.
Nah, man.
Yeah. Let's get into week 11, I believe, is starting tonight. So let's get into week 11 predictions real quick. And well, my allergies are starting to kick my behind. All this is like stuffing up, killing me.
The weather changing, man. That'll do it to you.
Yeah, it's horrible, man. So week 11 starting tonight. The Commanders at the Eagles. I already gave you my pick.
I'm gonna go. Where's it at? It's in Philly.
It's in Philly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Philadelphia.
Philly favored by 4.5. I'm taking Washington in that game. Packers at Chicago.
Oh, Green Bay.
I got Green Bay as well. They favored by 5.5. Jags at Detroit. Ooh.
Oh, Detroit for sure.
Detroit is favored by 14. They're favored by 14.
That's wild.
That is crazy. Vikings at Tennessee.
I'm gonna go Minnesota.
I got Minnesota. I think Tennessee upsets Minnesota.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think Tennessee upsets. I'm trying to double. Yeah, I keep the upset on that one. Raiders at the Dolphins.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah, I got Miami too. Rams at Patriots.
Oof. You know what? I'm gonna go Patriots.
I got the Rams. They favored by 5. Miami's favored by 7 in that game. Browns at Saints. I kind of need the Saints to win this, actually.
I'm gonna go Browns.
No, actually,
revenge game for Jameis.
Yeah, I need the Browns to win because the Browns are 2-7, Saints are 3-7. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Browns as well just because I need them to win. New Orleans is favored by 1. So this game, Colts at the Jets. Anthony Richardson is back.
You know what? I'm gonna say this will kind of be like a redemption game. I'm gonna go the Colts.
They better not lose to the Colts at home. I'm gonna take the Jets for that reason. I'm gonna take the Jets. They're favored by 4. Ravens at the Steelers.
Oof, that's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna go Ravens.
Another noon game, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna go Ravens.
I got Ravens flock as well, favored by 3. This might be an interesting game. Atlanta at Denver.
I'm gonna go Denver.
Yeah, Denver defense is nice. I'm gonna take Denver too. Seattle at San Francisco.
Oof, that's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
San Francisco's favored by 6.5. Man, give me the upset too. I'll take the Seahawks. Chiefs at the Bills.
Bills.
He said that too quick, man. Come on, man.
Bills.
Way too quick. Until they show me otherwise, I got the Chiefs. Bills are favored by 2. Yeah, I got the Chiefs. I'm sorry. Bengals at Chargers.
You know, I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I got the Chargers too. Houston at Dallas.
Oh my goodness. You know what?
Houston's favored by 7.5. Oh, he disappeared again. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let's find Tony, y'all. Let's find him. He didn't took off. I want to hear what he was going to say. He made it sound like he was about to say upset. We got to wait till he come back. There you go. All right, bet.
I'm going to go Dallas.
What? Get out of here. That's why your screen went off right there, because they knew you was going to say some foolishness. Streamlabs like, nope, get him out of here, because we know what he thinking. Houston, man.
I mean, Houston should win, but it would be so hilarious if Dallas won that game.
Houston's going to, I ain't going to say beat the brakes off of them, because Houston always stumbled in the second half, but it's going to get bad early.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be something if they come in there?
They better not. Yeah, I'm done.
And beat Houston. That would be hilarious.
I'm gonna be mad at Houston. I can tell you that. The Giants, Cardinals, Buccaneers, Panthers all have bye weeks. That is the Week 11 predictions. So my upsets, yet again, I got the Titans over the Vikings. I think that was the only upset I had. Oh, I had the Seahawks over the 49ers as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Those are my upset picks for the week. NBA, real quick. Get into some NBA, and this is looping itself again. I don't know why. Okay, stop. Oh, I forgot to change the doggone screen. But anyway, NBA, I forgot to change the overlay for it.
Oh, yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's just, I like this. It's just too bright for me on this one.
Oh yeah, it's bright. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too bright. I didn't notice how bright it was until I looked at it on my phone, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's a little too bright. Like this is like the WNBA right here. But, and I probably use this for WNBA later on and just do a whole different NBA one. But let's just say everybody is 10 to 15 games in right now in the NBA. What teams are surprising you? What teams are that you thought would be better than what they are? What teams you thought would be worse than what they are so far?
I mean, I guess the biggest surprise, the obvious surprise is Cleveland, who's 13-0 right now. That's crazy that they're 13-0 I don't think anybody really had high expectations for them coming into the year, and they don't really have like a numerous amount of talent. They just got a nice little, they got Donovan Mitchell, and of course Evan Mobley, and Garland. But the rest of them are nothing like too crazy. They're just playing very well right now. So yeah, them at 13-0 is a bit shocking. Coached. Yeah, absolutely. They do have some tough games coming up. They got Boston coming up in the next couple of days, so that will be a true test for them again against the defending champs. Another shocking team, I guess, the Timberwolves, who are not playing up to standard in my eyes. I know they did the trade with Cat, but being that they're 6-6 right now,
told y'all New York won that trade, man.
That's a bit shocking. The Mavs at 5-6.
Yeah.
That's a little bit shocking as well. Thunder, I'm not really shocked at them being 10-2. Golden State 9-2. Yeah, that's a bit shocking a little bit. In the East, Philly obviously 2-9, but they're battling injuries. They haven't even had their three guys play on at the same time. So that's a little bit unfair for them. But Milwaukee 4-8.
The Doc Rivers effect.
Yeah, and then if you look at the East in general,
It's horrible. 3 teams over 500. Everybody else. But you got the West struggling, trying to make 500, and they in the 11th spot. Like, dude, the Mavericks would be in the 4th spot in the East right now, bro.
Right? Yeah, the Spurs would be in the playoffs if they were in the East. So it's just crazy how different the conferences are and how much better the West is than the East.
And that's pretty much been a dominant theme outside of maybe like 2-3 years when LeBron and all. But if you look at these records and these standards and things if they stay how they are, where the West is just you have to win 50 games just to make the top 10, and the East is just like it is. Do you think they should go to a WNBA format where it's just the top 16 teams?
I think that'd be interesting if they did go that route. Top 16 teams. I know it's probably all about traveling and stuff like that, where you may have a team on the West Coast play a team on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So that, I guess, could be an issue if you're really thinking about it. But when your teams like, for example, Dallas, who if it started today would not be in the playoffs at 5 and 6, but if they were in the East, they would be in the playoffs. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy to see that. So maybe they have to change things around to make it a little bit more even, especially when you have conferences stronger than the other. But again, they also have to think about it. How often does this happen where teams are just kind of like,
a lot, though.
I mean, the last couple of seasons, definitely.
The 2000s, remember when the West was the Wild West and the East was just it was 2 or 3 teams. It's pretty much been that way. Even when LeBron was there in the East, it was the Cavs or it was the Heat, whoever team he was on. It was the Celtics. You might have the Bulls, then you might have the Pacers. It was always like 3 or 4 teams. Then everybody else, you just knew they was going to lose. Or you might have the Raptors sneak in there. When Derrick Rose and them got injured, like it was always around 4 teams, and you just automatically knew everybody else first round was just going to be a wash. In the West, first round is not a wash. You don't know who's going to win the first round in the West.
Yeah, you may want to consider moving it. I don't know how they can or what they will do.
That'll be tough for like the Cali and New York teams.
Right, but I definitely think at the end of the day they may want to switch some things up.
Like they try to take away super teams and all that. It doesn't matter. Like majority of the people go to the Western Conference for whatever reason. Or they just better coached because, like I said, I've never been high on Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers has been living off that one ring, just like that 2008 Celtics team has been living off that one ring since 2008. It's like, bro, okay. I'm low-key glad Celtics won again, even though they beat my Mavericks, because I'm tired of hearing about that 2008 ring. So now we have another Celtics team that can talk about a recent ring and kind of just shut up KG and them, right? So... because they act like they was a dynasty. You won 1 ring, and then you couldn't beat LeBron again.
Yeah, that Celtics team. I mean, I never was a big Garnett guy because it was always Garnett versus Duncan. So I was never a big Garnett guy. So seeing them win the championship was not like something I was happy to see them do. So
yeah,
like you said, I think I'm glad like you are that they won, and now we don't have to hear about that team anymore in the conversation.
Ever since they won, I haven't heard much from Paul Pierce and KG talking about their rings.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
So, but Doc Rivers has been living out there, ring. I'm like, bro, you had a super team. You had 4 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
In your starting lineup. So Doc Rivers ain't showed me nothing. You lost with that Clippers team. You lost with every other team out there that you can't get past second round. And I'm supposed to believe that you was going to all of a sudden take Giannis and Dame Lillard to the finals?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that's a little bit
bro, I was
wishful
upset.
thinking right there.
When they got rid of Adrian Griffin, I was like, this is a dumb move. Like, I tweeted about it. We got on the podcast and talked about it. It's like, you just guaranteeing yourself a second round exit. That's all it is. Like, Adrian Griffin should have at least finished that year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with you. Like, I just feel like, at the end of the day, teams go by just by reputation alone, and they might have wanted to keep Adrian just to see what they could have gotten from him. I mean, what do you have to lose? They were
winning.
Right. I mean, Giannis already is, the guy wants out he's gonna one out.
It's his
not
fault
gonna,
though.
Yeah, it's not gonna be who the coach is. If he wants out, he's gonna leave.
Yeah,
So
he's the one that pushed for Doc, so it's his fault that they got.
Oh,
Doc.
did he? I didn't know about that. So yeah, it is. At the end of the day, it is his fault.
He pushed for Doc. He pushed Drew Holiday out for Dame Lillard. This is what you asked for. They gave it to you.
For real?
To keep you. And now you can't get mad. See, I don't like that. When they give you what you want and it don't work out and you still try to leave, no, you need to stay there and deal with it because you the one asked for it.
Right. Yeah, you bring it on to the Bucks and then you're gonna want to leave and then leave the Bucks hanging in demise. So yeah, I hear you.
No, I don't like that. But standout teams, like you pretty much what you said, man. Cleveland 13-0. Boston is typical Boston. Orlando dealing with injuries. The Knicks being 5-6 and the Pacers being 5-6 is a little shocking to me.
Yeah.
The Mavericks, they can't win the close games. They in every game. They just can't finish it. Like Luka is taking bad shots at the end of the game. Luka kind of upset me the last 3 games. Kyrie got hot in one game. Luka took a forced 3 for no reason. He got hot early in the Golden State game. Luka took a forced 3 for no reason. It's like he forgets that he has a legit team around him now. Mm-hmm. And he goes to hero ball more than what he really should. And I understand the bench hasn't been consistent at all, but Kyrie and Clay, even though Clay's only shooting, I think they said 38%. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he was like 30-something%, 36, 38, something like that. But it's still Clay and Kyrie. Like, trust him a little more, Luka, at the end of the games. You don't have to go Superman mode anymore, especially right now in this point of the season.
No, I agree. 100.
So, but hopefully they'll turn it around. I believe they have a game against Utah tonight, so that should be a victory for them. Utah is 2-8, so
you would think, yeah. Pelicans have been bad.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting in the West. I'm watching the West for sure. The East, I don't care about because I already know it's going to be out of Boston and whoever. Mm-hmm. So I have no hope in the 76ers this year, even though they got Paul George. I have no hope in the Bucks because of Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
And those are usually my teams that I will look at. Miami is Miami. They're consistently, a little bit above average. That's Miami for you, right? The Pacers, I have high hopes for. The Pacers, New York, and the Celtics, I have high hopes for those 3 teams, and it's only starting good for the Celtics. So that's all I got on that. Anything else on the NBA?
No.
Wow, there it is.
Other than Wemby dropping 50 last night.
Wemby, man. Prayers to Coach Pop, man. He had a mini stroke.
Yeah.
So
I don't know when he'll be back, bro.
Yeah, just take your time, Pop. Don't even try to rush back for nothing.
No.
Yeah, health over everything, man. So
absolutely.
But shout out to Wemby, man. I remember everybody was laughing at him because he missed like 3 shots during warm-ups when he first got drafted. This is the bus. What? Like, he's not even trying. Okay, but y'all stop talking about him because he's going to keep getting better.
Those are all the salty Houston Rockets fans, man.
Yeah, see, they need to shut up because what's going to happen is he's going to keep seeing that. He's going to keep getting motivated, and then we're going to have to deal with it here in Dallas as well, like we had to deal with Tim Duncan. I need y'all, don't motivate this man. He's already a freak of nature. Shut up.
That's what happens, man. Houston, dude, Houston has by far the worst fan base in Texas. I don't think there's a worse fan base right now than Houston. They're so salty and it's just horrible.
Yeah. But there it is, man. It's a great episode today. Shout out to Tony for Get the Tables. Make sure y'all follow him at GetTheTables.com. A lot of people came through the YouTube last week, even after we were done live. So shout out to those who came. Yeah.
Hit that like
YouTube.
button.
Yeah, I need them. That's what I need them to really do, so they can keep going. They just come and watch. I need them to hit the like button. And so, shout out to Rob for the subs. I know the game is on, so a lot of people are checking out. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to King for the sub and the fantasy trades. Make sure you
There
follow
you go.
Get the Tables on Twitch and Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Wrestling community, do everything wrestling. Watch alongs, they killing it over there. Watch alongs.
Appreciate it.
DopeContent.com, DallasMavsUpdate.com. I wrote my first Dallas Mavericks article,
Nice.
which was actually people actually liked it. So hey, that's good.
Keep it up.
That's
Keep
good.
it up.
Man, I'm just to the point, man, where I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that because you don't have a bachelor's degree or whatever." You know what I'm saying? You don't have experience in writing. You can't write. Yes, I can. Like, you don't have experience. You don't have a bachelor's degree, so you can't get on my radio and talk sports. I don't need a bachelor's degree to talk sports. I don't need a bachelor's degree to write about sports. I feel like I don't need a bachelor's degree to talk about wrestling or anything else like that. I just need to know what I'm talking about, study stats, and yada yada. Watch the game, study stats, and give my opinions off of that. I don't think we need bachelor's degrees for that. I think that's a criteria in sports radio and sports media that needs to go away. What you need a bachelor's degree to talk sports for?
No, I agree. 100.
So,
I mean, you either know that or you don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you need all that just to prove yourself to be a sports analyst or podcaster or radio guy or anything like that.
So again, that's what the platform is for. So if there's any people in Dallas or any people that's not in Dallas that want to write Mavericks articles, if you got to follow the Mavericks now. You can't just be writing all willy-nilly. You got to follow the Mavericks. If you want to write for the DallasMavsUpdate.com, let me know. And if you don't have your bachelor's degree, that's fine. I am going to test out your work. You're going to have to send me some, an article first for me to check out and proofread and all that. Same with, photographers that want to do Dallas Wings and all that stuff. I'm gonna have to see something first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I tried to do the friendly, here you go, and it didn't work twice for me. Like, so I'm not doing that no more. You're gonna have to show me some work first, and I'm gonna have to see some work ethic too. And then I'll put you on the platform. That'll help get your name out there. I talked to this guy. I don't know if you ever heard of D210 Sports. That might be a Dallas thing only. I don't know, but they do all the Dallas sports. They get into everything, and that's what he does. And so me and the owner of that, we talked for a while about, because we have similar things. We just want to be able to give people a chance that's upcoming. Whatever doors we got open for us, we want to try to open that door for everybody else to. Hey, let's get into sports by doing this and doing this. And he done sent a lot of people on to like ESPN and Sports Illustrated, et cetera. So I want to do the same thing. So if you're serious about getting into it and writing and journalism and all that stuff for sports, let me know. If it's for the Mavericks, I have a platform for it now. Coming soon. Hopefully we'll have a DallasWingsUpdate.com. We'll have a DallasCowboysUpdate.com. We might do full throttle update for the XFL or UFL team. We'll see on that one. Like, I'll get in there, but they've been acting funny, so we'll see on that one. Just trying to grow and give different platforms for people like myself who know how hard it is to get into the business. So that's all. I'm trying
Absolutely.
to do. So.
Listen to them, people.
But appreciate everybody for joining, man. Until next time, I'm out.
Yeah.
There's y'all.
Have
Dope.
a good
Have a
Tony.
good one, brother.
Yes, sir. You too, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bullshit?
Good.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
Yeah.